Hey everybody, what's going on today? This is Frank from the Frankie Duty YouTube channel. So I'm out at Forbes State Forest, which is one of the many state forests here in Pennsylvania. I haven't been here in about 12 years. So I'm 29. Last time I was here I was 17 years old, somewhere around there, and I was hunting with my dad. And I remember being that young, you know, I remember being here thinking, man, there's some awesome boulders here. It's just a really cool place to hike and walk around, and I thought I'm gonna come back and see if I can find the same viewpoint that we were at, you know, those many years ago. And I thought I'd bring you guys along with me and show it to you, and you know, just show you what some of these dense woods of Pennsylvania is all about. So Forbes State Forest, I believe, is, you know, scattered across multiple counties in PA. I think it's around 60,000 acres total. So there's quite a variety of trees here, a lot of different types of oaks and maples, and most of the stuff that we're going to be seeing today is all upland stuff. There's not going to be any wetland vegetation, and not really a lot of water-loving plants. I'm out here in February, and I'm seeing a lot of persistent vegetation. Obviously nothing's leafing out this time of the year, but a lot of ground pine, a lot of greenbrier, some rhododendron, and then some other things here and there intermittently I'm noticing. So anyway, I just wanted to bring you guys along, so let's go find that spot. Hey everybody, so just checking in, and it looks like we're getting pretty close. I don't know how many, you know, yards I've traveled, or half mile or whatever. It's not that far, but it's all uphill, and it's a beautiful walk. A lot of boulders here in this forest, and a lot of greenbriers too. I remember that. So anyhow, just checking in. We'll probably be getting there pretty soon. It's starting to look familiar. Alright everybody, so this is it. The end of the line. The top of the summit. Kind of excited to get up to the edge. My wife tells me I'm a very nostalgic person. I kind of am. I always look back at my life in different places I've been, and I like think back to when I was there last, what my life was like, and kind of like think about what my life is like now, and if I would have anticipated it being the way it is or not, or vice versa. And I guess there's pros and cons to being very nostalgic. Right now it makes this a little bit more exciting for me though, remembering what it was like last time I was here with my dad, and coming back, making it a point to come back. So let's go see what it looks like. Okay everybody, so here we are up at the top of the summit, and this is just like how I remembered it. A few things I want to point out is the size of these boulders. I mean, they are absolutely massive. So the way that some of these rocks ended up, it's just kind of neat too. You can see on some of these boulders, like right here, there's actually trees growing on top of the boulders. It's kind of cool. They've been there a long time, a lot longer than the life of that tree too. And even like this boulder right here, it's kind of weird, huh? Weird the way that rock's laying on there. So this might help you guys get a better idea of what it looks like up here. I remember hunting off of these rocks, off this cliff edge, 12 years ago or so. It's pretty cool area. Bunch of mountain laurel vegetation. Pretty cool. I was thinking this might be a good place to have something to eat, so I brought some MREs and I got some, like a little alcohol stove. I was going to make something to eat. Figured this is as good of a place as any to eat something. Get a little bit of relaxation up here on the ridge. So I like this area a lot. I'm actually exploring it more than when I was here the first time, and it's getting cooler and cooler. I think that one of the best things about exploring and hiking and doing like a little bit of exploration and adventure like this is finding new places, especially unique features in nature, you know, like where you're on a ridge like this and you have big boulder fields and, you know, just cool trails and cool viewpoints, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Getting out, getting some fresh air, you can't beat it. And it's kind of cool too how I was here 12 years ago and it looks the same to me. Now that I'm here, I look around, nothing's changed. And at least where I'm from in Pennsylvania, there's not a lot of places where you can say that. Where you can say that things are the same as they were 12 years ago. There's just so much changing, so many things getting built, and in forested areas or natural places disappearing. I know it's like that all over the world, but down here in PA, it's like that a lot, more than ever. At least I'm aware of it more than ever. It's nice to see this is the same though. It's good sometimes to like come into a forest like this and seek refuge, you know? Anyhow, let's get something to eat. So I got my Hidden Woodsman day rock I brought with me on this trip. I also want to point out a couple things. I have one of these little gator necks. Got a friend from work told me about them, and I actually just went snowboarding a weekend or two ago, and I bought this for that, but it's great for this purpose too. You can do whatever you need with it just to keep the wind off of you. So I have that around my neck, and then I have this Hidden Woodsman pack with the side pouches, and I have my Hudson Bay wool blanket in there. I did a video on that Hudson Bay wool blanket last summer, and it's a really nice wool blanket, 100% virgin wool. This jacket I have on is actually a Filson double Mackinac Cruiser. It's got 2 layers of wool on it, and there's like, I think 10 or 12 pockets on this. It's very warm, and like I said, it's 100% wool. I got it used on eBay, They're like, I think like $500-600 brand new, maybe more. You can see they have a cape along the back here. Very nice outer wool jacket. Perfect for something like this. Give me some water. Be a cool place to stay overnight. You just have to make sure you weren't right near the cliff. You wouldn't want to roll over in the middle of the night. You know, as I was walking, I noticed there's quite a variety of oak species of trees up here. I know there's chinkapin, I know there's red oaks, white oaks, and I know there's some other ones too. A few different types of maples. I think there's basswood here, and some elm, a lot of hardwoods. Like I said, I've been in the upland. I'm hoping to do more videos in the future on vegetation and wetlands and things like that at a very basic level. I used to be an environmental scientist for a consulting company in PA, and I learned a lot working for them. And just from going to school before that as well, I have a bachelor's degree in environmental science, and it kind of focused on wildlife biology. And I like identifying stuff, vegetation and trees, and anything like that interests me. So coming out here is kind of a way to try and keep it fresh in my mind. I don't come out enough, but it's better than nothing. So I got one of these Mountain House meals. It's the chicken teriyaki with rice. Let's see here. I gotta add 2 cups of boiling water to the pouch. So let's do it. Alright guys, so go ahead and get the camera repositioned here. And you've seen this alcohol stove before. This is just my little Vienna can sausage stove. I brought it along with me for the ride. There we go. Try and get that somewhat stable. Looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put this lid right on top. Alright. And we're off. So, we'll get that boiling. And we'll eat some Mountain House meal here. Chicken teriyaki with rice. I'm pretty excited about that. It's beautiful out there. Pretty neat. A lot of wind coming up here. Being up high. A lot of wind. I want to mention too, I got this little Stanley Adventure cook set, and it's a nice little set. It's stainless steel. It's got a folding handle. It goes up along the top, and there used to be a little plastic tab that was used as like a handle along the top of the lid, but I never used this. I heard a lot of people say that they melted off, so I just broke it off and I put one of these like little key rings on here. Works pretty good. So the handle locks, lid comes off. Pretty nice. 20 ounces to this line. I really like how it's got lines here that show you how much, volume it can hold. And then there's actually two little plastic cups inside. Kind of nice. Sit right down inside. And then I've been putting my Vienna sausage stove down on the top cup. And then I put the lid on. And whenever I go to turn off the Vienna stove, I just put the whole pot right along the top here. I just flip it upside down, I put it right on the Vienna sausage stove. And it's been working pretty good. So it shuts the stove off. It's a nice set. I think these are only like 20 bucks or something now, and honestly, that's all you need. See, that wind's really ripping up through here. The flame's going crazy. It's so nice getting out. For those of you that don't know, I had a baby. My wife and I had a baby in October, a little girl. And she's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. It's great being a dad. I'm a first-time dad, and it's definitely one of the biggest changes in my life. And it's a good change, obviously. It's hard sometimes. I mean, as you would expect it to be. Let's see. She'll be 5 months old at the beginning of March. So she's getting bigger, she's growing, and she's getting used to us, and we're getting used to her, and it's been good. I mean, we really have been enjoying being parents. And of course, it obviously comes with its difficulties as well, but we're adjusting. I haven't really had too much time to get out in the woods and do a lot of things outside. And it's so nice. My wife was like, go ahead and go. She said, go ahead, go spend some time. I've been wanting to come up here for a while again. She said, come on up and, just have fun. So that's what I'm doing, getting some fresh air. And this is really fun. I miss doing stuff like this. And I hope to bring her. And once she's big enough and we can kind of get out and do things, and she can experience stuff like this, because to me this is like real adventure. This is real life, I love getting out, getting some fresh air. I like being where it's quiet. I have a little bit of that, I think, social anxiety. I think a lot of people do. Boil yet, but it's a lot of fun being a new parent. And I feel like too, over the last 5 months, 4 months or so since she was born, I've sort of like felt this need to be a little more responsible and to be more disciplined, in my undertakings and my responsibilities. Being her dad, I want to try and, even if I don't feel like strong or able to do something, I need to be for her, I need to find a way, because that's what they say, you want your kids to have a better life than the life you had. I'm not complaining. I had a great life, but I want her to have a great life too. I want to raise her right. I want to raise her to be smart and disciplined, and I want her to want to be those things, and to want to learn. And it's crazy too. There's over 60,000 acres. I haven't seen much of that just walking in here today with you guys, but I haven't seen one person yet. Not one person. Granted, it is February. I'm sure if we came here in like the summer, we would see more people, but it's still nice. I was thinking too about other trips and what I'd like to do. My plan was in the future, maybe when I have time and my daughter's a little bit older and she's able to come with us, I'd like to do overnights and do a little bit more bushcraft stuff. I definitely, have been getting into fire starting a lot in my backyard. Been doing a lot. It's hard though. I hear a squirrel or something down there. I probably walk past about 100 animals. They all hear me, but I don't hear or see them. Like I was saying, I'm really hoping to do more videos about bushcraft. I've been getting into fire starting in my backyard. It's just you're limited because you can't imitate, like getting natural tinder and making a natural bird's nest. And I've been using a lot of things like jute twine and man-made materials for fire starting, which is great. It's helped me immensely, but I want to try and get out and actually do that with things from nature. So down the road, I'm gonna work on practicing that in nature and just getting out in the woods more. That's my goal anyway. Still got a ways to go. Not boiling yet. The other thing is too, in Pennsylvania there's very little public land where you can do stuff like this in comparison to other states. Like I know in general, as you move further west in America, there's a lot more public land. Much more. So you have the Forest Service, Fish and Wildlife Service, National Park Service, and then the Bureau of Land Management. Out east here, I don't know offhand, but there's not a lot of Bureau of Land Management property or land that is available in PA. In Pennsylvania, at least the area I'm from, it's mainly state parks or state forests. There is one national forest in PA. It's the Allegheny National Forest, and that's actually where my camp is. I have a video about that. It's from a couple years ago, though. You'd have to search pretty deep to find it, but we have that camp, and that's an awesome area. I think there's over like 500,000 acres there, over 500,000 acres of woods. So it's really a cool place. This Forbes State Forest is very nice too, though. It's just much smaller, but that's all the space I don't need. To me, 60,000 acres versus 5,000 acres is kind of irrelevant. There's still not many people, and it's still a ton of land to check out and explore. But the point I was trying to make is, my wife and I talk all the time about moving and trying to find a place that's got land, even like 10 acres, but it's expensive, especially the area we're from. You're almost better off just buying something that has like 1 or 2 acres to practice stuff in your backyard, like making a shelter and things like that. And then you're better off going to a place like this when you live somewhere that only has a little bit of ground. It seems like the only way to get land in Pennsylvania, for the most part, especially where we're from, the only way to get land is if you're born into it, you hit the lottery, you buy it yourself, or if you're really lucky and you know someone, or it's one of those right place, right time deals where you're able to buy it. Everything else, though, it's expensive. So, for us, we're just going to wait and see how everything goes. We'll wait for a deal and just keep saving money. And even though there's not tons of public land in PA, there's still enough. Like, we have this forest here, and there's a lot I can do here. It's interesting, though, because state laws are much more strict and stringent than national laws for what you can and can't do in the national forest. But luckily, this forest allows primitive camping and fire starting and things like that. But you have to be very careful, especially during dry seasons. You have to call the local forester and forestation to make sure that you're not on a high alert or anything for forest fires and so on. We're getting a very light boil now. We're getting a very light boil and we're getting ready to eat. And I'm hungry, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yes, I am. Still have not seen one person yet. Give you guys a little idea what I'm looking at. That's my view. Looks pretty good, huh? Take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty nice escarpment here. Nice escarpment. I like that word. That'd be a heck of a thing to go down that tree right there and get on that big old boulder. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't know about you guys, but I would not want to do that. So, let's see here. We got the bubblies. Oh, I'm excited. All right. I'm always going to throw my trash away, you know, with me. I'm going to take it with me and then throw it away when I get home. I don't throw stuff like that in the woods. There we go. Got to take these out. I don't want to eat those. Turn a good day into a bad day, you know what I'm saying? Chicken teriyaki with rice. Ain't that nice? Oh yeah. That smells good. Mountain House makes some good MREs. Good meals, you guys. So I'm gonna grab my heavy cover spork. Show you guys that too. Spork is awesome. I just dropped it on the ground. Well, that's okay. Here it is here. Clean that off with some dirt. You ever hear that saying before? So, it's all titanium, just like the heavy cover canteen mess kit. And it's got a spoon right here, a fork here. You can also set on the inside of the cup to let it, you know, to keep it propped up, and that way it don't fall down in. And then you got a few like little nut fittings on there. So, it's pretty cool. Cool little spoon. Cool little titanium spork. I like it a lot. I'm thinking this is probably warm enough, you guys. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pour right into this Mountain House bag and then let it all kind of like warm up. I'll stir it around and everything, and then I'll be able to eat it. I can't wait. You can also use that, just flip it upside down, shut it off. These Mountain House meals, guys, they are really good. There's a bunch of tasty food companies out there, but I really like these a lot. Nice thing is too, I still got probably half liter water in there, so have a little bit of H2O to eat with my feast here. It has been so awesome up here, you guys. Like, you can't even imagine like what this looks like unless you're here. I think you can get a general idea, but feeling it and seeing it in person is way different. I can't see for miles and miles or anything. I'm not at the top of a mountain, but being on top of this ridge is really cool. It's pretty thick canopy in here. I can imagine whenever, you know, it's summertime and all the trees are leafed out. But it's gorgeous in here. I really enjoy being here. Do you ever think too, like, when you're in the woods, whether you're hunting or doing something like this, you look through a bunch of trees, like out, say, 100 yards or further, and you just keep looking, kind of like this. You gotta go do one of those. You actually think you see something, but you don't, or you don't know if you saw something. You're like starting to imagine stuff. That happens to me sometimes. So I got this stuff ready to go. It's pretty tasty. It's still kind of hot. It's good, but it's hot. Did you ever hear somebody say everything tastes better with titanium utensils? Yeah, me neither. I never heard somebody say that either, guys. Titanium mess kit, all the stuff Heavy Cover makes, man. They're a great company. They have like awesome stuff, you know. Like here, take a look at this. A little hook I was telling you about. Just gonna hold that in there from falling. I know that's just a little like small feature. Most people would just be like, yeah, who cares? Who cares, Frank? You're an idiot. Well, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. It's worth bringing up. I think it would be so awesome to own your own land. Like at work and stuff, my friends and I, co-workers, we'll talk about what we would do if we hit the lottery and things like that. I think if it was me, if I hit the lottery, and it was a lot, like say 100 million or more, like a lot, that you could actually retire. Because anymore, if you hit just $1 million, you probably couldn't even retire. But say it was 100 million or more, I think I'd buy like at least 100 acres somewhere, maybe more, depending on what's available and where I'd want to live. But it's pretty crazy to think about, because if you owned that much ground, say you own 500 or 1,000 acres, that's a lot of land. I mean, you would have to spend and invest a lot of time just in knowing your boundaries and keeping people off your land if you didn't want anyone on it, you know. I want to say it's probably like, I don't know, it's probably like 30 degrees, I'd say. It is snowing, and there is snow up here. It might be in the mid-20s, something like that. I got to get a little thermometer and keep it on my pack so I have an idea. Be nice to know what the temperature is up here. I could see why we would have hunted up here 12 years ago or whatever. You could see pretty wide ways, you know, get a clear shot. It's a safe shot downward into the ground. Hey everybody, so I finished up eating everything. My camera automatically shut off. I only got a little bit of battery life, so I'm going to try and tie everything together, but I'm getting ready to actually leave. This has been an awesome trip and a great place to eat lunch. But on a serious note, I just made that fire with an alcohol stove, and anytime you make a fire in the woods, whether it's on private land or public land, you want to double check and make sure that everything is cleaned up and disposed of, and there's 0% chance that there could be any kind of fire started after you leave. So I double checked everything. I made sure that, you know, I cleaned up all the isopropyl alcohol. You know, I made sure that there's no remnants or residual anything like that. If this was any kind of like a little twig fire that I made with ashes and things, I would pour water over it. So I don't have to do that here, but in other cases, you know, I would. Get a drink of water. Probably gonna start heading down the summit. Oh man, this is fun. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the vehicle. I don't have to go home. Sooner or later, I guess we all gotta go back though, huh? Going back. Alright everybody, so I'm getting ready to go down. Head down to the truck. Back where the video started. I'd just like to say I had a good time. This was a lot of fun. A very well needed trip. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's going to be a lot of videos like this in the future. I'm hoping to do some, like I said earlier, hoping to do some overnights. And I hope you guys, enjoyed the view. I sure did. Now I gotta go back to the real world. Gotta go back to the real world now. Oh well. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Remember, if you get a chance, get out in the woods, have some fun. Go exploring. Get some fresh air. I'll see you in the next video. Ranky Duty out.